Well, I'm excited to welcome you to this week's episode of the Elite Advisor Report. And I've got a special one. I'm going to go over 5 what we call telltale signs your clients need your help. I mean, there is no question as an elite advisor, you can add tremendous value to your clients. And I want to give you a little bit of a systemic way of doing that. And there's going to be 3 key takeaways that you're going to walk away during this video. The first is the investment-centric approach doesn't cut it anymore. Clients want more, and they have choices. It's very important for you to understand. And helping clients with estate planning, business succession, other advanced planning concerns can be part of delivering an amazing world-class client experience. We're going to show you how to do that, as well as spot moments when clients are concerned, so you can boost loyalty, assets, and profit. All good. And this is an amazing opportunity with everything going on economically, politically, and socially to do well by doing well. I'm John Bowen, CEO and founder of CEG Worldwide, and let's get started. As a successful advisor, we've got to face the facts. There are numerous ones that are moving against our industry, and we can rise to the occasion. See, financial advisors live in a world today of commoditized investments. And I know I've sat across with many of you, and you tell me how much value you can add, and I'm not going to argue that. I believe you can. However, it's not my belief there isn't important. It's what your clients and future clients believe. And they don't believe you can. And because of that, as investments are becoming even more commoditized, fees are compressing. And I got to tell you, they don't have to. But if you live in the commoditized investment world, they're going to. And these days, if you focus on managing investments, even if that's the most important part of your value offer, what we call value promise, you're going to struggle to be profitable. And it's unfortunate because you don't need to. And that's why you've got to be on the lookout for opportunities to serve your clients, to address their needs beyond investments. And one of the things I always talk about is, with everything going on politically, economically, and socially, there's a real opportunity to provide advice beyond simply investing. So when you think about it, I got to tell you, it really is not a bad deal, right? I mean, if we do a little bit, more for our clients, if we're on the lookout to really help them, we can help them a lot. So let's walk through 5 examples that you can do where you can add huge value by just asking the right questions and working with the right team. So let's go and get started with that. The very first one. Let's assume that a client has a highly concentrated stock position, and you recognize the challenge. I mean, I grew up professionally. I still live in Silicon Valley. This is a huge problem, lack of diversity. And there's a lot of solutions there. We can go into the solutions, and you start really what we want to do, create a well-diversified investment portfolio, sell positions, potentially using charitable trusts. We can employ various hedging strategies. Now, the reality is you get into that stuff, and it's going to be very complicated. Here's what you should be doing. You should ask the question, a fundamental question. And I got to tell you, I made this mistake many times in my early part of my career. I came in just really wanted to persuade them that these were the smart things they should do. You want to ask the client, are you comfortable with having such a large percentage of your wealth in a single stock? And be quiet. And they're going to tell you what their concerns are and how then you, with your team of experts, your professional network, can very quickly solve that. You're providing advice beyond simply investing. It's huge. Let's go to the second one. we go and, we look at an estate plan, and, an estate plan that is more than 5 years old. And I got to tell you, the vast majority of estate plans are over 5 years old, and there's been a lot of changes. It doesn't provide for the resolution that the affluent client wants, and a life policy that's just as old as the estate plan. So, you can start going into the potential solutions, review the plan, make adjustments if there's gaps, do a 1035 exchange, and so on. But here, rather than getting into talking about all the sections and everything, you could simply just ask the client if you could have the exact same life insurance, and let's assume for the moment they can use that in their estate plan. That's the right amount to have. If you could have the exact same life insurance coverage for less cost, would you be interested? Well, you know the answer. And they're going to give you the permission to really dive into the estate plan. So much of being an elite advisor, consistently netting over $1 million a year of net income and serving the client well, is what we call mastering framing. And that's what I'm really doing here, is helping you understand how you can frame it with your clients so that you can really add tremendous value. Let's go to the next one. Third example. I thought I'd go through 5 real quick. Clients with second or third marriages, blended families, big deal, big challenge that many families have. Okay, the problem, desire for estate equalization, really with all the different families, huge issue. We all know solutions. We can ensure that the estate plan is current, big deal. Have money in individual accounts and trust for families, use life insurance if we need to for estate equalization. Well, here's the fundamental question. Don't go to the solutions. Go to the question, are you interested in all the children inheriting equally? And you're going to hear some amazing differences, in second, third marriages, blended families. And that's going to be so important in framing so you can decide what is the right solution that you should do for these families to help them achieve all that's important about money. What about business owners with equity partners? It's very likely you've had that. Here's the problem. Ownership of the business goes to someone the remaining partners don't want to work with, such as the deceased spouse. This is, do you want to work there? I've seen this happen. It's huge. So the potential solution is, to convince them that, hey, we need a buy-sell agreement funded by the appropriate amount of investments or life insurance or some combination thereafter. But the fundamental question that you have to ask the client and frame this is, do you want to be in business with your partner's spouse? And I can tell you almost universally the answer is going to be no. No matter how much they love the spouse, if they're not actively engaged in the business, and sometimes even if they are, that's not what they're looking to do. So what about special need children? A huge issue. And so, what's the problem? The problem is ensuring, the care and treatment of the children, no matter what happens with the family. And so we can come up with a whole bunch of solutions, and it gets really complicated, doing a cost projection for the child, establishing a special need, structuring or overseeing the portfolio to make sure that there's a steady flow of income. But here's the framing question you have to have is, have you taken all the steps possible to make sure your son or daughter is financially secure? And then be quiet and let them see what the problem is, and really frame what they would like to see as a solution so that you can be specific in proposing. And by doing it this way, what happens? You can add tremendous value to your clients that also adds profit to your business, substantial. And the end result, you end up with highly satisfied clients who become instrumental in helping you grow your assets under management. You get to serve more ideal clients. They're going to introduce you to other clients that want to share that same experience. And you build a business that supports a life of meaning and significance. See, this is how elite advisors race up what we call the hierarchy of advisor success. It's huge. It's huge. And yes, you have to do the work to go up there, but you don't have to do it alone. You can make it of speed. And here's what we believe at CEG. We believe that you can have an amazing life of significance, and we define it as taking care of the people you love, the causes you care about, making a difference in the world by serving fewer and wealthier clients extremely well. And we believe you can do it faster and with less effort than you ever thought possible. Here's the question we get, kind of that same mastering framing. John, will you take a look at our practice, your practice in this case, to see what we should do to accelerate our success even more? And the answer is a resounding yes. Every day our team works with financial advisors, just like you, to show the specific actions that we would take to really fast track their success up the hierarchy of advisor success. It's huge. Now, how do we do that? Well, you can schedule your strategy call. We call it a best year ever consultation. The idea is we'll take a look at where you are now, where you want to go, what are the gaps, and we'll be able to help you identify those strategies that really can make a difference. Now, to help you do that, to go up the hierarchy of advisor success, you have to have a net income of over $200,000. But if you have more than that, and speed is at all important, schedule your strategy call. And if you're anywhere other than at our website, cegworldwide.com, go ahead and go to the website. There, we've got our material out in a lot of places. And so somewhere around here, there's a link that you can go ahead and schedule your strategy call. But if it's important to you to make an even bigger impact with your clients and do well by doing it, I got to tell you, your current clients, your future clients, they're counting on you. Don't let them down. We'll look forward to seeing you at our next strategy call.